I got this village to myself, so let's take a minute here, formulate our strategy for progressing further. But in the meantime, let's take a minute here. It's been kind of a haphazard way of disjointed way of introducing everything here. So I guess we could do some sort of, but that's me. Get used to that. Let's make sure my. Yeah, I really should have stopped off at Trader Spores down there and geared up a little bit more, but oh well, too late now. So I mean, you start off with like minimal resources. You know, you could get it. I gave you a sleeping bag right off the bat, so you got that. Because I figured, I mean, if I was going to break into the zone, you know, I kind of envisioned this like, you know, you as the player knew nothing. Let's start out from scratch here. Hi, hello, I'm DoctorX. Pleased to meet you. Thanks for coming along. Thank you for joining me here on this. We're gonna have a little adventure into the zone here, so I'm glad you could join along. I'm glad you didn't get a shot as bad as I did, man. It hurts like a bitch. Still hurts. Ouch. It was like some serious. That was a cannon, man. That was like 30 mil he was shooting at me. That was no joke. But yeah. So I got this mod. I guess I can start calling it a mod instead of an add-on, if there's a difference. But so I got this mod for basically you can call it at this point. Well, it's based on Call of Chernobyl, which itself is a mod of Call of Pripyat, and it basically takes all the maps from. I'm not even gonna do this because this is what I did last time. I just made all these videos where I tried explaining it, and it was just really boring. So I'm not even gonna bother. So screw it. I mean, the point was I'm just gonna do a playthrough, and it's just there for you to notice. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so let's come up with a plan here. What I will say though, because I know a lot of you have been asking me, I just kind of threw up a little, you know, threw up the mod DB page, and I like haven't updated it in the slightest. So sorry about that. So basically, but a lot of you guys were asking in the comments, like, you know, hoping this would be. I mean, it basically is everything you guys seem to be thinking it's going to be. Hopefully, you know, I hope I don't disappoint. So yeah, it basically is. It's called Chernobyl 1.5, 1.5B R4. I picked that one because I didn't get into once you got beyond that, like 1.5, 1.5 R5. Again, here I go with the nerdy stuff again. There's a reason for it. It was just trust me, it was way too bugged beyond that, and you're not missing anything else out. So here we are. So you get all the nice stuff that was in 1.5, except it's fixed and it runs and it doesn't crash and it's not goofy. But yeah, it has all, you know, so it definitely incorporates. Now, quest lines totally got overhauled. That got rewritten from scratch. So that's like 20-fold more than it used to be, at least. Still, you know, I got dynamic anomalies in there. I got, you know, dynamic faction relations, all that. And it's all, you know, it's all been updated for 1.5 and just kind of, you know, made better, I hope. But so Questlines itself is really the basis of it. So yes, because you guys all seem concerned, especially people who like somehow found my add-on and didn't know my other ones, or found my mod page and didn't know my other add-ons. You know, they were like saying, like, you know, y'all were saying, well, I hope it's, you know, not just another mod where there's like no story and nothing to do. So yes, there is. I mean, no, yes and no. There is and is not a story. Like I said, I try to keep the story up to interpretation, so you could. Number one, I didn't want to be tied to some story, but basically to keep it replayable. So you can definitely, you know, there's enough to keep you engaged, and but you know, your next playthrough is going to be something totally different too. But yes, there is, you know, a start and a finish, and you know, it's not just running around in the sandbox, even though you can do, I mean, it's still sandbox-y, you can do whatever you want. But basically, so you'll always start out with your first point of contact. So in this case, it's Sidorovich. So we're gonna somehow, hopefully, get over there without dying, meet up with him, see what he's got for us, and then he'll send you on your first point of contact. Will then send you start you off on your little journey, which will be different every time. So you know, he's not going to send me to like the same guy every time. You know, so he'll send me off somewhere random. Which I did keep it, you know, if you're used to quest lines, you know, quest lines was kind of, which is even annoying to me after I did it, you know, where it's like you'd start here and then he might send you all the way up to like Beard or something like that. And you're just constantly going back and forth. So, which could still happen, but I tried to keep it. I tried to make it now. So like when he sends you to the next random guy or the next random place or the next random task, it should be a little bit. There's going to be a higher probability that it's going to be closer to where you're at already. So you're just not constantly running, back and forth, because it's a big zone. I mean, this is all the maps that were in all the Stalkers, plus the new one, plus the new one that the Team Epic guys put in, Truck Cemetery over there, which is now easier to get into. If you had a problem with that in the past, or you'd run into these memory issues, you might still, but I could only do so much. I didn't tinker around with the engine at all. It was all just script side stuff. But yeah, you can get in there easier now, hopefully without crashing. I don't crash anymore getting in there, but if you have a lower end rig, and my rig's nothing special, but if you still have a potato, you might run into that. But all you gotta do is just load up the autosave and you're good to go again. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, so he'll start you off on a journey. He'll send you to another guy, and then then you'll have something to do, and then send you to another guy, and just blah blah blah. And it's not predefined, it's not predetermined. It's going to be different, like I said, every single time. Your playthrough is never going to be the same. But there is there's an end. I mean, so essentially you'll go through, and then eventually you'll make your way. The story itself, kind of storyline or whatever you want to say, however you want to refer to it as, kind of generally goes from south to north. But having said that, you're not just going to linearly go from one area to the next. You'll be all over the place, which is the point, just exploring the exclusion zone. So I tried to go in, with the mindset of this. I'd been planning on doing this for a long time. Guess I better eat something. Hungry already. I'm running away from helicopters and army guys. With some bread. Got a little tourist delight. No Dr. Sausage yet. Still irradiated. Slowly dying from that, so I gotta find some anti-raids quick. Alright, so I'm gonna STFU, and we're just gonna play. Someone smacked me every time I start talking about the game. I know, you guys probably want me to, but I'm telling you, man, every time I did, I had tons of videos. I had a bunch of videos I made, and I just threw them all in the trash. I threw them all right on the recycle bin, because it's just, like, I couldn't even listen to myself. So hopefully this is a little more entertaining, a little more engaging. So, anyway, okay, so I do know. So basically, my plan right now. Let me just get under cover again. It's raining. Not like that matters. Matters to me psychologically. Oh, you probably saw these little houses. So the houses are not quick travel icons. I don't have quick travel implemented by default. You can implement it if you want. You can figure out how to do it. Just Google it, but I'm not putting it in because I think it's kind of a cheat. But the little houses I have in here, they're just place markers, because all the time people are saying like, oh hey, I saw an enemy over at such and such, so. And in the past, even if you know the game, it's like, where the hell's the anomaly on the hill? What's he talking about? It's an anomaly on every hill. So I just kind of spelled out the location so you kind of know what's what when you're getting those little updates. So anyway, so our plan right now, we're in the zone, we're here, but I don't really consider the Great Swamp to be like to be part of the zone proper. For me, I think in my playthroughs, I kind of like to imagine this is actually breaking into the zone, and then once we get into Cordon, we'll actually have succeeded, and then we can start our little journey and explore the desolate, radioactive Chernobyl exclusion zone, and all of the mysteries and wonders that wait before us. And you can hear my terrible, terrible Russian accent. Sorry, anyone out there who's actually Russian watching this. That's a shame too. I talked about this. It was actually in a comment on my DB page, like my own. Like, if you look me up on my DB, someone was talking to me about like Russian mods and stuff like that, because this is a Russian game, and it's probably about 50-50, like Russian and Western community, but we're kind of split because there's that like language barrier, which sucks because they're doing a lot of cool stuff, we're doing a lot of cool stuff, and it'd be kind of nice to have some way to bridge it all together, but the Russians don't want to speak American and the Americans don't want to speak Russian. Well, it's not that we don't want to, it's just we're too dumb. We can all handle one language at a time, and we're not even that good at that. So my plan is that, let me holster my weapon. I don't know if YouTube's going to demonetize me if I'm going to gun out too much, but still figuring all this stuff out. Anyway, so now we're going to try to get through. Now I know there's a guy here, but I also know there's several guys here who are already shooting at me. So this option's out, so I'm not getting through this way right now. Now I do know there's somebody here, but I don't know if they're friend or foe. So I at least got a coin flip of a chance that they might be friendly. But that's our plan right now. I'm going to try to sneak through this way. Hopefully once the helicopter... I still hear the helicopter in the distance. As soon as we have an opportunity, I'm going to book on over there. I'm trying to get through that way. Hopefully it's a friendly, and if not... There's not too many friendlies. Pretty much everyone's trying to shoot it. Everything in the zone's trying to kill you, basically. So, I think now's our chance. Alright, so let's dart over there. Oh, and don't go. I just have to remember not to go there. There's like a bridge you can cross that way, but I always get hung up and irradiated halfway in between, so I think it's better to kind of try to loop around this way. And there's anomalies to look out for. And that helicopter's on me again. I hear him. As soon as you hear him, you know you're done for. I mean, you just gotta move. You gotta move. Once you hear him, because he's... Oh, he's got somebody else. He's got somebody else in that village. That's interesting. So maybe that might mean... About to get irradiated again. That might mean... that they're friendly to me. Not necessarily. So there's like 9 different factions in this game, and they all get different relations. And those relations change if you're familiar with my dynamic relations add-on. That's merged into here. So yeah, like, you know, even though you're friendly with one group of people at one point in time, that could all change at any given moment in time. Okay, let's see who's here. Hello? It's not shooting at me, because I know I'm safe in here. Like, once you get into, you know, the perimeter of whatever compound, they'll usually leave you alone, even if you're not in a building, per se. I don't know who you're shooting at. And, like, they don't engage, the helicopters don't bother engaging mutants anymore, so you won't have them, you know, in the past it was kind of comical, where it's like, you'd have all these army guys, like, screaming over radio, like, I'm under attack by a cat, send in the helicopter. You know, they don't bother with that anymore. It's up to you to kill the mutants. Huh. So, I think what happened... Because like I was saying before, the campfire's lit, so I know someone at least was here. But I think what happened here is there was somebody here. He lit the campfire and then just headed out, doing his own exploration. That's what the helicopter was shooting at. Okay. Alright. So, cool. So let me loot this real quick, since I'm here. Let's see if there's anything to take. I keep forgetting I have a flashlight. Yeah, the flashlight, by the way, is super critical, especially at night, because it gets dark at night. It even gets dark indoors. But now, I do have it specifically programmed in here now, where, like, at night, if you got your flashlight on, you're, like, that much more visible, as you would be in real life. You know, if you're just monkeying around with your flashlight, and there's some enemy not too far away from you, he's gonna see you better if you got your flashlight on, so you want to kind of be a little judicious about where and when you use your flashlight. You know, just not a great idea to just blindly leave it on. I heard an anomaly trigger out there, so there's somebody over there walking around. And there's gunfire. Alright, let me just loot this case. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm going to shoot on over to Corden, which is right over here. So we'll go through this little level transition and start our little journey. Well, let's hit it, guys. See you on the other side. Yeah, so basically, like I said, I mean, you'll have to excuse me if I, because now I'm actually purposely going to be trying to not talk about what I've done in the game. Because like I said, I did that before, and it was, which might be what you'll want. I'm sure when you're watching these videos, especially the first of you guys watching these videos, you know, just coming over from ModDB, I'm sure you're just anxious to see, you know, what I've been working on. So, ah! You son of a bitch! Damn it, I would have had him too if I wasn't sitting there trying to I literally just like sat back and folded my hands while I'm talking. That doesn't happen too often. I tried to minimize that because that's so cheap. Where you like just go through a level transition, and then there's a dude right there. So unfortunately, that happened to happen right here. Okay. Oh well. So there it was. There's my new add-on. There's my new mod. Enjoy. There you go. Thankfully there's an autosave because I was forgetting to save. That's the thing, like, ever since I started recording while I've been playing, I haven't gotten used to that yet, so I like focus more on talking than I do on paying attention to what I'm doing. So hopefully he's probably going to be there again though, like as soon as the autosave, at least I can hopefully duck and run, pull out my pistol, turn around, shoot him in the head. And that's how you have to get into the zone. There he is! Fuck. What? Really? Really? I was like... Ugh. I was about to blame that on ping, but I'm not online. Yeah, I guess I missed, but got him on that one. Fortunately, he was a bad shot too. I mean, they all got different skill levels. Take all your shit and figure it out later. So he must have been a rookie. So he wasn't too good at shooting me. Gave me time to kind of squirrel around and get my pistol out and then line up a shot. And then once he was reloading, it gave me a minute to actually line up a shot in the head. I mean, that's like your only chance. If you just have a pistol. I mean, I was so lucky there. Because going against the quick save, I gotta remember to do that now. We've got another anomaly in front of us. So yeah, I mean, it's just one thing after the other. But the other thing I didn't do, like, I didn't just try to make it like misery, or just like, you know, try to make it hard for the sake of being hard. You know, I wanted it to be challenging and fun, gameplay-wise, but... Ah! No! That being said, it is not a walk in the park. This is the Chernobyl exclusion zone. So it's certainly not easy, but like I said, I didn't just... Like, I got a wall of these in front of me. Right, but there's gotta be a break. There's gotta be a way to get in. It looks clear right here. But I see one off in the distance. The flashlight's still on, that's not helping me. I think... Because they'll come in fields. It won't just be like one. It'll be like a group of them. I mean, you can see them all around. I just don't want to... If you fall in one, depending on which one it is, some of them will just blow you up right away. You get those like vortex ones or the whirligigs, whichever ones they are. I did make also... I keep saying I won't talk about the game. I keep talking about the game. But I did kind of like update the guides. There's a little bit of a backstory there, which, I mean, don't hold me to canon on that. Again, I did tie 3 different timelines together into something somewhat unified and have it somewhat make somewhat sense. So it's there. It's, you know, it's a nod to canon in any way. I tried to not change anything, but, you know, I kind of had to tie it together one way or the other. So basically, I kind of focused on certain areas and downplayed other areas just to try to make the timeline a little more congruent. But you know, like I said, if you're a purist, if you're a purist, you can go replay the first 3 games and be pure. Like I said, I try to keep it true to canon as possible, but still does have my little stank on it. Again, I didn't try to change anything radically. So if you like Stalker, you should like this. That's the whole point. I didn't try to turn it into something else. It's still the Chernobyl exclusion zone. You still have... Basically, it's like an alternate... I mean, I kind of think of it as like looking at the same story just from a different set of eyes. Basically, it was kind of the way I was thinking of it. But I try to make it like, you know, you're some guy or some girl. I know some people got a thing against, for whatever reason, girls in the zone, not me. The zone will kill you equally, whether you're male or female. The zone doesn't care who you are, what sex you are. So if you're a girl gamer, have at it. I support you. Right, so somebody down here. Campfire's on. Xenotech didn't like the fire. It's Xenotech's camp there, the little loner repairman. so it's probably loners in there. They're probably friendly. I guess we'll pop in there real quick, see what's up. Yeah, I mean, you know, like when I was in Hidden Base, like I said, I just kind of jetted out of there probably quicker than I should have. But, you know, you could have stopped and talked to the guys in there, like Spore and Cold and all them, just got their backstory. And, you know, I got a lot of the dialogues. Like I keep starting these thoughts and not finishing them. But, you know, so a lot of the dialogues are in there from the original trilogy. And from, you know, whatever. Most of the Clear Sky-esque, since Clear Sky, like the whole thing, like the whole, whatever backstory of Clear Sky I would have put in there kind of blew up at the end of Clear Sky anyway, so. But, in Call of Chernobyl, like Team Epic kind of added some little thing in there just to explain why Clear Sky was in there. So I kind of left that in there. So I kind of, you know, went off of that, you know, as a little extension of canon. More so than the Clear Sky canon. Although I did try to put a bunch of that in. Alright, so we got some friendlies up here. Hello! Hello, my friends. May I squat down next to the fire next to you? Twins. Hello. You guys brothers? Anybody want to talk to me? No? Alright, you guys sit and chill by the fire. Oh, I'm dying, by the way. Shit. I need something. Did I get any rats off that guy? Nope, nothing. Crap. Alright, so I can't even stop and talk to... I gotta get down to Rookie Village stat. Because I'm quickly dying of radiation poisoning. And there's like a lot between here and there that can happen. I'm doing a medkit, but I only have the one. And there's that freaking helicopter again. Yeah, you constantly gotta be on your toes in that game, man. Because there is something. Like the instant you drop your guard, the instant you're like, okay, let me pull myself together. And then there's something else jumping out of you. Oh my god, I thought he was an army guy. No, he's friendly. I thought that was a soldier. See, again, like if you're used to playing this game, like guys don't usually spawn here. So, you know, it did kind of open it up. Yes, vodka! We're saved! Drink some of this. Yes, here we are in the zone. And we're happy. There's nothing to worry about. What was I so worried about? You see, I told you. We will break into the zone. Nothing to worry about. You got all panicky and fidgety and worried about helicopters and the army. And there's nothing to worry about. We're fine. Anomaly schmanomaly. He's good. We got vodka now. So I think I got a teeny little gap. Should probably have my bolts out. We're gonna wing it. Nothing like winging it when you're trying to go through a paranormal quirk of physics that will tear you to shreds. You know. Screw it. You're right in front of a container that'll explode on you. Yeah, literally everything is out to kill you around here. There's pretty much nothing that's friendly. Not too much is friendly anyway. And whatever is friendly doesn't want to talk to you, so. Life of a loner. Alright, but I mean, you know, at this point we could pretty much like, hey, selfie, we're in the zone, hey, woohoo! So yeah, we made it, guys, we are in the zone. We, sort of survived. Had to reincarnate once. Hello, boar. Fuck. Told you. Now I'm being eaten. Told you everything's out to kill you. Well, that was fun. And of course I forgot the quick save. He's eating me backwards. He's gonna eat me through his butt and then I guess poop me out through his mouth. And he's off. There he is, all fat and happy. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna cut this off right here. My nerves are jangled. We're just getting started. We haven't even gotten started. We haven't even gotten to like .1 yet. Alright. So, alright, we'll pick this up in a minute. I just kind of wanted to test things out. And, I wasn't even planning on recording yet, so. But yeah, we'll get into this in a little bit. A little bit more detailed. Now that he's all fat and sleepy on my corpse. So there we are, feeding the zone. This is How to feed the wildlife in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. They only eat human, though. And you're one of the only sources of human. At least I left my leg up in the air. See if that ever tips over. he's just so happy. He's all contented. He's gonna take a little nap now after munching on my corpse. You know, I never noticed that. As long as I've been playing this, I never like actually looked at the size of those things next to me. They are huge compared to a human. It's just a mutated boar. Ugly bastard. Alright, that's enough for now. I don't even think I started recording again anyway, so this might not have. I might have just been talking to myself. Alright, yeah, I'll have to do some serious editing. Or screw it, I'll probably just put it up